Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to ITHive.org's Saturday morning tech show. Live, it's episode 73 for February 23rd, I believe, 2019. Today, I wanted to talk about customer service again. There's several videos. I think I've touched on customer service more than once. It's such a good thing, and you guys know out there, it's really wonderful when you get really good customer service from a company, and it's horrible when you don't, because it just, I don't know. So let's start with the positive side. So I had an experience this week. I have my kids are in one of my kids are in university at Trenton University, and he was home for reading week, and we brought him home. I believe it was Monday this past week, and we had just arrived back here to my office, and we were unloading the car, unloading all his stuff and everything. And I got a call from somebody I didn't know, and he explained who he was, and he was the husband of one of my customers, who I've never met before. And he told me that his wife had hurt herself, and she was in the hospital, and she wasn't able to go up and down stairs after when she was going to get out of the hospital due to her injury. And he had brought her computer downstairs and set it up, and then it didn't work anymore. So he felt bad and was concerned. And my immediate response to that was, hey, well, you know what? I can come out and help you. Let's see if we can get this going. Which really blew him away because, I had told him, we just got home, right? And, that whole drive, we were actually in Toronto, so it was, after a 6-hour drive. And, of course, I didn't really want to do that. But, as you guys all know, when you own a business, it means stepping up, and it means providing customer service. And sometimes that means it's an inconvenience, right? And it wasn't a big deal for me. They were like literally only 16 minutes from the house, and there was a need, right? One of my customers were in trouble and they were hurt, and they needed some help. So anyway, got that problem solved and fixed, and everything was good, right? And it's good to act in the best interest of your customers, right? When you have a business, because when you invest in your customers, it comes back. I truly believe that even in life, right, not in business, when you act and help and be there for people, these things come back to you, right? It's just the way it works, right? And the opposite is true too, unfortunately. And some people haven't learnt that, but it's the way it is. So that was fantastic. Now, what I'm alluding to here is, and this hadn't transpired, my actions to help this customer out and to be there for them has now potentially turned into me. Her husband owns a manufacturing company, and they just happen to be in need of an IT support person. And so on Tuesday, I'm meeting with them to talk about that. So that's fantastic, right? And it's all come from the fact of me stepping up and doing things and acting in the best interest of my customers. That's how you do it, okay? It's the only way to grow your business. Just be the best, right? Now, on the other side of things, so Bell Canada. Oh, Bell. Everybody loves Bell or any of the telco companies. I it's unfortunate when an industry has to be regulated to force them to act in the best interest of customers and to provide a good customer experience, right? Well, I had a little encounter with Bell today. Well, not today, but this week. And first off, it took me 4 phone calls to actually get to somebody to talk about my contract with them. Okay. We have a landline. They charge a lot of money for that landline here. And I'm looking to streamline the business and looking at to optimize my expenses. And the problem that we've had with Bell is that, and for those who haven't experienced this yet, on the business front, when you have a business relationship with Bell, they sometimes will sign you up for a contract, right? So in 2015, I got a phone and internet service from Bell, a 3-year contract, right? And that's fine. And as things go, things change. You know, we moved and whatnot. But every time we made a change to that relationship, Bell renewed the contract for another 3 years. And never did Bell ever explain that to me. Okay? So now I'm in a situation, I want to optimize and maybe go to voice over IP, and we can talk about that on another scenario, but it's a much more flexible service, much more cost effective. I can provide better service to my customers with this. So I called Bell again 4 times. Finally got through to somebody that I could talk to. And I was talking to this lady, and I started out with saying, okay, I want to know if, if I have a contract with you guys, and B, what it would take to get out of that. And sure enough, yes, I do. Of course, right? Because when we moved, they renewed it for another 3 years, right? Again, not telling us, right? And so I asked her, say, well, okay, what would it cost to get out of it? And I said, well, it's going to cost you $500. Well, I'm not happy with that, for sure, because, on 2 fronts, right? I never asked to have that contract renewed, and I was never told that neither, right? And so I'm talking to the lady, and I explained this to her, right? And she says, well, when you made changes, you were sent an email with the contract and the terms and conditions and all that, and it's all there. And so I said, well, okay, can you send me that email? So she sends me an email that was sent to me originally in 2015 when we initially started a relationship with them. So I didn't get an email every time the contract changed or the conditions changed, right, as she alluded to. Now, this is the original email. And so I open up I asked, okay, so where does it say this? And she says, well, it's in the attached legal agreement, right? So I open that legal agreement, and it's 12 pages. 12 pages of lawyerese talk for a telephone line. Incredible. So I said, okay, what section in this document do you talk about when I make changes to my contract that you're going to renew for another 3 years? And she says, well, I can't tell you that. It's in there. So I said, okay, well, I guess I have to read this then, right? I did. I hung up the phone, and I read through the document. And you know what? It's not in there. There's nothing that says that. So Bell is lying to me. They're playing games, and when I talked to this lady, I said, out of all the telephone companies and internet providers, right, the big players, so I'm talking Rogers, Telus, Shaw, Bell, right? Unfortunately, you all play the same game, and you all are acting just as bad as your competitor. And what's really retarded about that is that there's opportunity there that's being missed. If Bell, Rogers, TELUS, Shaw, they stepped up and actually provided service that we're looking for, treated us like customers, right? Instead of trying to trick us and abuse us and cheat us and charge us too much money and all that stuff, right? You would capture the whole market, right? It's just like, I don't get it, and yet they keep on doing this. So I placed a call with Bell and asked them to call me back, which I haven't received a call back yet. So, and this is, the reason I bring this up is that the business I have today and the service I provide my customers, the reason I don't tie any customers into a contract is because I want them to see the value that I'm providing, right? And I want this relationship to be a willing relationship, not something that I'm forcing them into. I want the responsibility to be mine and my company's alone to earn my customers' business every day, not through a contract, right? Because unfortunately what happens is that once you sign the dotted line on a contract, a lot of companies fail you, right? Because you don't have a way out. And that's just sad, right? Now, I'm not against contracts, right? Sure, have a contract, right? But maybe put in the contract there a win-win relationship. That if you as a company aren't providing the service that you promise, right, that the customer can get out, no strings attached. Maybe that's the way to do it, right? I guess we just have to wait, right? We have to wait for this to change. Anyway, next week I will update you guys on my two fronts, I guess, right? The good news side of things and how that played out. Maybe there's an additional organization coming in as a customer to ITHive.org, and my woes with Bell. Unfortunately, I wish I didn't ever have to do this, but I think that the time has come for businesses to realize what a customer is and that you need to step up. And I got bad news for the telephone companies, right? Just like with the cable companies, new technologies are on the way, and if you guys don't adapt and change your approach and the service that you offer, you're going to lose business, right? And it's just the way, right? So anyway, that's the way it is. I think that's probably it for today. I will talk to you guys all next week. 10 o'clock Eastern, ITHive.org. And we will talk later. Okay? So anyway, enjoy. And as always, I failed to mention this. If I should have mentioned in the beginning, if you watch this live and you got a question, post it, right? I'll try and address it. If you watch this recorded version, right, again, post questions, comments, concerns, all that stuff, right? Engage in conversation, right? We're here to help. That's what we do. And if you have a need, if you're frustrated with your technology in your business, you need somebody to represent you in the IT world, navigate the pitfalls of technology is what we say. That's what we do. Okay? Talk to you all next week. See ya.